My name is Zhao, and I am a doctoral student in the Faculty of Fine and Applied Arts, Sunanda Rajabhat University, Thailand. Today, I am truly honored to present our research entitled From Tradition to Innovation, Design Strategies for Contemporary Hangzhou Silk Art. Then, I will take you on a fascinating journey, a journey that traces the evolution of Hangzhou's 1,000-year-old silk heritage and explores how we can strategically innovate it for today's global marketplace. Let me begin with the introduction objectives of our study. As many of you may know, Hangzhou is renowned as the home of silk, or the silk capital of China. Silk culture has flowed continuously through Chinese civilization for over 1,000 years. However, despite this glorious heritage, the industry today faces three serious challenges. First, globalization and mechanization, while increasing efficiency, have gradually weakened the uniqueness of traditional craft skills. Second, international fast fashion brands are aggressively squeezing the domestic market, making it difficult for traditional silk products to compete. Third, and perhaps most critically, there exists a significant academic research gap. While studies on Tang, Song, Ming, and Qing dynasty silk patterns are abundant, systematic research on modern contemporary pattern evolution remains surprisingly scarce. This gap not only limits Hangzhou silk's competitiveness, but also hinders the innovation of its cultural value. Nevertheless, we also see promising opportunities. In 2011, Hangzhou silk was certified as a National Geographical Indication product. The Belt and Road Initiative, launched in 2013, has revived global interest in silk. Furthermore, the International Silk Alliance was established in Hangzhou in 2015, strengthening its position in the global industry. Therefore, our research has two primary objectives. First, to systematically analyze the historical evolution of modern contemporary Hangzhou silk patterns using a four-dimensional framework, namely policy, technology, design, and market. Second, to propose four integrated design strategies: cultural regeneration, market stratification, user co-creation, and technological empowerment. These strategies aim to revitalize traditional silk art while ensuring its commercial feasibility in today's fashion and textile markets. Now, let me briefly walk you through our literature review and methodology. Based on extensive archival research, we divided the modern history of Hangzhou silk into four distinct periods. The Republic of China period, 1912, 1949, was characterized by the integration of Chinese and Western styles and the commercialization of silk products following the abolition of feudal dress codes. The New China period, 1949, 1978, saw collectivization of production with designs emphasizing practicality, and during the Cultural Revolution, political themes. The Reform and Opening Up period, 1978-2000, witnessed the revival of the market economy, diversification of patterns, and a strong export orientation. The post-modern era, 2000 present, is defined by cultural revival and the emergence of a digital ecosystem. Regarding our methodology, this study employs a hybrid approach combining qualitative and quantitative methods. We conducted extensive literature reviews and field investigations at the China National Silk Museum, Hangzhou Silk Enterprises, Huzhou Silk Town, Shaoxing Ketiao Fabric Market. We performed in-depth interviews with marketing managers from three leading silk companies: Guangshi Li Group, Hangzhou Zhenxinxiang, China National Silk Corporation. Additionally, between October and December 2025, we conducted a questionnaire survey with 385 consumers, aged 25 to 45 inches, assessing their preferences for silk pattern styles, willingness to participate in co-creation. Our analytical framework was the Policy Technology Design Market four-dimensional dynamic interaction model. We used historical document classification, observation sheets, and semi-structured interviews as our primary research instruments. Having introduced the research methods, let's move on to the research results. What did we discover about the evolutionary characteristics under this four-dimensional framework? The key finding is that all four dimensions policy, technology, market, and design have consistently co-evolved throughout history, each period shaped by their unique interaction. Let me highlight some notable examples. During the Republic of China period, the 1912 clothing regulation, a policy shift broke feudal hierarchies and allowed silk to enter the mass market. Simultaneously, technological innovations like electric looms and chemical dyes enabled mass production. The market saw emerging citizens and female students become fashion leaders, while design evolved toward decorative Chinese Western hybrid patterns. In the New China period, policy shifted to a planned economy with export dominance. Technology focused on standardization for mass production. The market was bifurcated patterns. For capitalist markets were abstract and muted, while those for socialist markets remained colorful and floral. During the Cultural Revolution, design became a tool for ideological dissemination. The reform period brought policy decentralization, granting enterprises export autonomy. CAD systems, a technological breakthrough, enabled rapid pattern iteration. The domestic market recovered, and the design shifted toward abstraction and the modernization of traditional methods. In the postmodern era, policy supports intangible cultural heritage protection and digital transformation. AI generation and blockchain cutting-edge technologies enable pattern innovation and traceability. The market is now stratified, with Generation Z driving national trend consumption. Design embraces diversity, gender-neutral aesthetics, minimalist landscapes, and cross-cultural fusion. In essence, we have now entered a new stage where digital ecology and cultural revival must go hand in hand. Based on these historical insights, we developed four integrated innovative design strategies. Let me explain each one. Strategy 1, cultural regeneration. The core idea here is to move beyond treating intangible cultural heritage as mere museum specimens. Instead, we must deconstruct traditional patterns and reconstruct them into contemporary aesthetics. For example, we can abstract the solitary boat from a Song Dynasty landscape, painting into minimalist lines suitable for modern clothing. Simultaneously, we can integrate traditional techniques like Hangzhou embroidery with contemporary garment functions, allowing craft genes to truly live in modern life. Strategy 2, market stratification. Different consumer groups need different value propositions. Therefore, we propose a three-tier market system. For the high-end market, we emphasize scarcity through intangible heritage craftsmanship, plus limited editions, targeting high net worth individuals through art exhibitions. For the mid-range market, urban, white-collar workers, and Generation Z, we balance tradition with trendiness. Significantly, our survey revealed that 64.7% of respondents prefer the new Chinese style that blends traditional patterns with minimalist modern aesthetics. This validates our mid-range product position. For the mass market, we offer basic styles accented with cultural symbols, making heritage affordable while maintaining practicality. Strategy 3, user co-creation. We must break the traditional design-centered model. Through online platforms and AI tools, we can encourage users to participate in pattern creation. Let me share a compelling example. Guanxi Group's AI customization platform. According to their internal data, user-generated patterns accounted for 38.2% of their silk scarf sales in 2025. With each registered user attempting co-creation an average of 4.6 times. This demonstrates how co-creation enhances brand stickiness and ensures designs better match market demands. Strategy 4, technology empowerment. Technology underpins all other strategies. We integrate AI, big data, and AR throughout the design and production process to upgrade both efficiency and human experience. AI generation accelerates design iteration. Digital printing enables flexible manufacturing. Blockchain ensures traceability to meet international standards, and AR fitting enriches the shopping experience. However, we must honestly acknowledge the challenges. These include intellectual property risks from AI-generated images, high digitalization costs for small and medium enterprises, skill gaps requiring continuous training for both designers and artisans. Addressing these requires proactive policy support and cross-industry collaboration. Finally, let's focus on the discussion, core conclusions, and future outlook of this study. In terms of discussion, our four-dimensional framework has proven highly effective for analyzing the evolution of Hangzhou's silk industry. The strategies we propose are grounded in historical understanding while being forward-looking. However, successful implementation must confront the obstacles we mentioned: IP protection, investment barriers, talent development. Cross-stakeholder collaboration among government, enterprises, and educational institutions is absolutely crucial for sustainable transformation. Regarding our conclusions, this research makes two significant contributions. Theoretically, we have established a systematic framework for understanding the modern transformation of traditional industries, revealing the dynamic interactions among policy, technology, design, and market forces. Practically, we have proposed actionable strategies that bridge tradition and innovation, providing concrete references for designers, enterprises, and policymakers working with Hangzhou Silk and actually other heritage industries. Looking to the future, we identify three priority directions for subsequent research. Empirical research on blockchain applications, particularly examining cost effectiveness for small and medium enterprises. Legal research on AI-generated content, exploring appropriate intellectual property frameworks for culturally derived patterns. Development of educational programs that train interdisciplinary talents, capable of bridging digital literacy with traditional craftsmanship. In closing, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all research participants, the collaborating enterprises, and especially my advisors for their invaluable guidance and support. Hangzhou Silk embodies 1,000 years of cultural memory. By embracing both heritage and innovation through cultural regeneration, market stratification, user co-creation, and technology empowerment, we can ensure that this magnificent art form continues to shine on the global stage for centuries to come. Thank you very much for your attention.